Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Tuff, and I am one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral, and it is my great pleasure to bring you our meditation for today. So I invite you at this time to gently close the outer eye if you are comfortable doing so. Allow yourself to just relax and settle into your seat. Releasing anything that has come before the present moment. Just allowing your mind to go blank. Releasing any thoughts. Imagining them as clouds in the sky. Letting any idea or thought that comes to mind simply float away and fade into the distance. In keeping with the monthly theme of home, I'm going to share a meditation mantra from the founder of the Science of Mind philosophy, Ernest Holmes. And this meditation can be found in the back of the Science of Mind textbook, and it's called The House of Love. I dwell in the house of love. My dwelling place is filled with peace and eternal calm. Love attends me in my home of the soul, and joy awaits me upon the secret place of the Most High. My house is built for me by the hand of love, and I shall never leave this home of the Spirit, for it is always present. I shall abide in this home forevermore. My house is a house of love. I will repeat these words one more time, and then I invite you to take them into the silence. I dwell in the house of love. My dwelling place is filled with peace and eternal calm. Love attends me in my home of the soul, and joy awaits upon me in the secret place of the Most High. My house is built for me by the hand of love. And I shall never leave this home of the Spirit, for it is always present. I shall abide in this home forevermore. My house is a house of love. Continue dwelling in the house of love as I repeat this meditation one more time. I dwell in the house of love. My dwelling place is filled with peace and eternal calm. Love attends me in my home of the soul, and joy awaits upon me in the secret place of the Most High. My house is built for me by the hand of love, and I shall never leave this home of the Spirit, for it is always present. I shall abide in this home forevermore. My house is a house of love. So as you gently bring your attention back to the room, my invitation to you today is to continue to dwell in the house of love. The house of love is within you. Allow that love to reach up through the roof and pour out into the world, spilling over onto all of the houses around you. This is done through the love for our friends, the love for our family, the love for our neighbors, and the love for our community. Please join me in repeating, my house is a house of love. My house is a house of love. And so it is. Thank you. Our Sunday service will begin in about 15 minutes. So until then, feel free to continue to maintain your consciousness in the room here, or you can step out into the lobby where you can enjoy some coffee and some conversation with the rest of our spiritual family. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. My name is Dawn Bauer. We're going to get this thing started off right with the Big Love Band. Nobody's mic is working today. All right, we're going to kick off.
I spent 20 years trying to get out of this place. I was looking for something couldn't replace. I was running away from the only thing I ever know.
And like a blind dog without a bone, I was a gypsy lost in the twilight zone. I hijacked a rainbow and crashed into a pot of gold.
Been there, done that, I ain't looking back. Oh, the seeds I've sown, saving time, spending too much time on the telephone. You said you can't go home. Who said you can't go home? There's only one place that called you one of their own. Just a hometown boy, born a rolling stone. Who said you can't go home? Who said you can't go back? Been all around the world and as a matter of fact, there's only one place that I wanna go. Who said you can't go home? It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
As hard as I could, trying to find a new face, there isn't one of these lines that I would erase. Lived a million miles of memories on that road.
And every step I take, I know I'm not alone. Take the home from the boy, but not the boy from his home. In these streets, only life I've ever known. Who says you can't go home? Who says you can't go home? There's only one place they call me one of their own. Just a hometown boy, born a rolling stone. Who says you can't go home? Who says you can't go back? Been all around the world and as a matter of fact, there's only one place left I wanna go. Who says you can't go home? Oh yeah. It doesn't matter where you are.
Doesn't matter where you go.
If it's a million miles away or just a mile up the road, take it in, take it with you when you go. Because you can't go home. Who said you can't go back? All around the world and as a matter of fact, there's only one place left I wanna go. Who says you can't go home? It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Who says you can't go home? It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Who says you can't go home? It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Who says you can't go home?
All right, so as you can see, our instrumentalist, our amazing Big Love Band, is taking a little extended, well-deserved vacation. So John and I had to find these players on the cheap side for like next to nothing, and they only would do it electronically, virtually. So as you can tell, they're not that great. So we really do miss our musical instrumentalists, right? So hopefully they will be back next week. I know, right? So much different. And these guys online like to sometimes just keep playing and going to the next song. So please forgive them as Jeremy and Mark kind of reel them in throughout this service. So we greatly apologize.
Now I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
nice.
Let's give it up for these two, right? Singing without a band. So wherever you are in your spiritual path, just know that you are welcome here. We believe that we are co-creators with the divine and that we can change our entire life just by changing our minds. So for those of you that are new to this teaching, Ernest Holmes is our founder of our philosophy, and we teach all the spiritual truths here. So whether it's traditional or non-traditional, contemporary, what have you, it's all welcome here. And you can visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events and submit a prayer request and give us your comments and questions. And I just wanted to mention Melissa Tuff. She's somewhere in the building, but she's holding high watch for us. So she was doing the meditation this morning, and just know that she's holding high watch, which means that she's in a meditative state, just knowing the truth and the highest and best for everybody here in the service. And at CSL Cape Coral, we believe that we attract that which we are, and we are currently attracting in route. Our minister is en route right now, coming here, and so we are just going to affirm this beautiful statement that we have, or this vision statement that we have for our minister. And first we'll just say it as if we are that, so that we know what we're attracting. So let's say this together. I am an energetic, creative, dynamic, charismatic leader who is fun, loving, and kind. A teacher and administrator who inspires our community to greater spiritual heights, prosperity, and joy. And then now we're saying this statement as if we have them here right now with us. So let's read this one together. I am so happy and grateful that our new minister is an energetic, creative, dynamic, charismatic leader who is fun, loving, and kind. A teacher and administrator who inspires our community to greater spiritual heights, prosperity, and joy. And so it is. And another song from our famous duet, the Big Love Duo.
And you are welcome to sit. The next couple songs are very relaxing
Very
today.
relaxed. Standing in an unfamiliar place, halfway around the world from which I came, seeing sights I've never seen before, as distant from the room that I can be. Still I'm home, still I'm home, still I'm home. When I'm lying in bed and crying myself to sleep, to be read deep and pray my soul to keep. When I'm wondering if I'll ever see the sun, when I'm worried that the worst has just begun, still I'm home, still I'm home, still I'm home. 'Cause I know I'll make it through, and I know you're here with me. Despite appearances, this experience is just part of my story. No, I'll be alright if I don't hold on too tight. This will only be pain and memory.
Beautiful. Please stand and help me bestow a blessing. We're going to bestow a blessing on each other. And you can repeat with me and just imagine that if you're new here, we're just imagining that we're just sending love to each other through our hands. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center.
All right. Well, this next song, and some of you might recognize it. I had to learn this song this week. It's a beautiful song, so imagine, put illustrations in your mind as you're listening to this beautiful song. It was recommended with the theme for this week. When I was a child, I could see the wind in the trees, and I heard a song in the breeze. He was there singing out my name, but I'm not a child. I have known the taste of defeat, and I've finally grown to believe it will all come around again. Though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I am free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. And so here am I, open arms and ready to stand. I've got the world in my hands, and it feels like my turn to fly. Though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I'm free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. When I was a child, there were flowers that bloomed in the night, unafraid to take in the light, unashamed to have braved the dark. And though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I am free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. I am who was born to be. Thank you.
Wowza. All right, now I would love to introduce to you one of our practitioners, John Coriel, who's going to do the reading and prayer for you, John.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was marvelous. Should we thank our Big Love Band once again? Yeah. Well, today's reading, we're talking about home and being home, and when you wake up from your sleep, you are at home, wherever you may be. And today is a new day. This is a reading from Eileen Caddy, and opening those doors within. Today is a new day, and it is up to you to make of it what you will. Your first waking thoughts can color the whole day. They can be happy, positive thoughts or miserable, negative thoughts. Never mind the influenced by others or conditions or by the weather, for example. It can be pouring with rain, but if your heart is filled with love and gratitude, your whole attitude will be of sunshine and blue skies. Sometimes I think of this celebration service that way, in that we bring some sparkle and some sunshine into the day, whether it's sunny outside or not. She says here, do you see what a tremendous responsibility rests upon your shoulders? Life is what you make it. So never blame anyone else for the state that you are in, but know that it is of your own making. Change your attitude, and you can change your whole outlook. Adopt a constructive attitude toward life. Build it up, the very best from which you can see all around you, and ignore the rest. Give it no force, and it will disappear. Wait upon me, with a capital M-E, this day in great quietness and confidence, and know that this day has my blessings. And we know that is certainly true all around. So let's take this into prayer for a moment, and just recognizing that we know the Spirit, that God essence is right here where we are and is always has our back, shall we say. Just knowing that that God essence is our true truth, and we follow that each day. Just knowing that we can put the sparkle into the day, and we do that right here and right now. And as we know that to be so, together we can say, and so it is. And right now, it is my pleasure to introduce our interim minister, Reverend Mr. O'Toole. Are you with us?
Yeah. Good morning, and excuse me, and John, you made a big mistake there. You can only call me O'Toole on March 19th, St. Patty's Day. All the rest of the days of the year is just Toole. I love it. I love it. See, that's why I have that day. I reserve St. Patrick's Day for all of those who want to say O'Toole, and I go, today's the day, get it in. Thank you so much, John. I love your reading. We're both on the same page this morning. I'm going in a similar direction. And before I get rolling along, because once I get rolling along, who knows, things kind of go right out of my mind in terms of things that I'm to announce and things like that. So I'm going to start right up front by announcing our Volunteer of the Month for December. We have so many people who give of themselves in great service to this community, and it's what allows this community to continue to thrive and continue to move forward. Oh no, they put the slide up before I could say it. They preempted me. Our Volunteer of the Month for December is practitioner, Linda Lloyd. And now, please thank you. There's her photo. I'm not sure if Linda's there today or not, but if she is there, Linda, stand so we can give you a round of applause. If you're not there, we'll still give you a round of applause. So let us just celebrate all the ways that Linda shows up. She is one of those people who does really believe in and practice sacred service and just shows up in so many beautiful ways. So let us just recognize her with a nice round of applause. Yes, thank you, Linda. That means you, for the whole month of December, get that really good parking space reserved just for you as the volunteer of the month. Thank you for all the ways that you serve Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral. And wow, thanks to all of you. My goodness, you guys are just rocking and rolling there. And I just really appreciate and admire and am so proud of the ways that so many have continued to show up in this community and to have the community continue to expand and grow and attract new people and put new policies and programs and procedures in place for the greatest success. So you all are, I speak so highly of all of you wherever I go. I'm just so proud of what you've accomplished and what you continue to accomplish. And you're moving forward you're doing candidating and all that good stuff. Wow. Just amazing. So kudos to you, blessings to you. What a pleasure it is to be with you this morning as we talk about welcome to your dream home. And, you know, home all this month really has been a metaphor for the hero's journey that begins at home, but then we venture out from home and we go out into the world to accomplish great things, to pursue our dreams, to pursue our calling, to pursue our destiny, only eventually to return home. And welcome to your dream home is really a metaphor for coming into your self-realizations, your self-actualization, coming back home to realize that all along I've had it right there within me. All along, I now see and remember and know that I am a divine expression of that one. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Nothing needs to be added to me. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing outside of me that I need. Everything is within me and I am well. All is well with my soul. And we just come back to that place, you know, as we go through this life, don't we come to places where we just realize, you know, I don't have to prove anything anymore. I don't have to argue with anyone. I don't have to, you know, do something to deserve my happiness or any of that. I can just be happy. I can just be at peace. One of my favorite scriptures is that one in Matthew that says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added unto you." And this is the coming home to ourselves, to recognize that what we're really about, what we're really going for, and all the things we're going for, what we're really going for is to know God at the center of our being, to know God as the very I am of who we are, to know our divine essence, to know that we are not just human beings, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that really we are the divine in expression. Uniquely, we are unique expressions, each of us, of the divine. And this path, this journey that we're on and all of the things that we're accomplishing and going for and ways that we're serving, that ultimately the ultimate, we can't forget, the ultimate is to know God right at the center of our being. And then from that knowing of God, it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all things shall be added unto you." And so we have to remember that this is a spiritual path. You know, it is not just mental. When we call our prayer, we don't call it just mind treatment. We call it spiritual mind treatment, which means we're coming to know God. We're coming to know our divinity, and we're allowing that divinity to express forth from us, through us, as us. So this is not just a acquisition of material goods or external worldly accomplishments on this path. Somehow we're missing the point if that's all that we're going for. We have to remember this is a spiritual journey. This is not just about whoever has the most toys at the end wins. That's a very hollow existence. Now, maybe we have accomplished great wealth and achieved great wealth in many areas of life, not just money and finances, friends, and accomplishments and ways that we've served in the world. But first, we start with God right here within our own being. And then we let those things be added to us. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, in his book Creative Mind, said, "Your thought is infinite, your destiny is eternal, and your home is everlasting heaven." We are in this journey as eternal expressions of the divine. It didn't begin here in this world. It doesn't end here in this world. We are on an eternal journey that gives us the greater perspective to seek first God, to know God. We can take that with us. We can take that with us as we go forward into whatever is next after this leg of the journey on this plane of existence. That we can take with us, all that we have done to cultivate divinity, to cultivate our soul's journey and our soul's path. We can't forget what we're all about, what this journey is all about. We have to remember it is to know God and then to allow the glory of God, the glory of the divine, to express through us in all the great ways that it is wanting to fulfill itself and delight in itself as you and as me. This is the journey. This is the hero's journey, that we are returning back to the truth of who we are, to the knowing of who we are, right? It's full circle and then another full circle and another full circle and spiraling upward circles, right? Where we're continuously spiraling into the greater knowing of our divinity and then allowing the expression of that out into the world. Like our musicians, right? They come forth and they express the beauty of the divine through them with all of their gifts and talents. Our practitioners, our various people who serve in spiritual community, the various people that we meet in our lives that serve us and that we serve in so many ways, each one allowing themselves to be an instrument of the divine. One of the things in our teaching that sometimes I know I've kind of gotten off track with this a few times, and I think I see people getting off track with this, and sometimes we think this is just a mental process that we're in here in manifesting the life that we want, and we just are in that mental thing. You know, I've been doing all this positive thinking, and I've been aligning my mind, and I'm not getting anywhere. You know, and we forget sometimes that a key truth that Ernest Holmes taught in Science of Mind is that this power, this law, works for us by working through us, right? And so we are a part of the demonstration. We used to have a phrase called "treat and move your feet," meaning do your prayer and then move into action. And I kind of refine that to say treat and allow your feet to be moved, which is to me a more surrendered place to be, but it's still a recognition that we have a part in the demonstration, right? We have a part in the demonstration. Ernest Holmes said that this is one of the greatest truths of metaphysics. God can become to the individual only what God can become through the individual. God can become to the individual only what God can become through the individual. So we are the vessels, we are the vehicles, we are the hands, the eyes, the arms, the feet. We are the instruments, we are the vessels through which our good comes forth into the world. And sometimes we can forget. I have forgotten that at times. You know, I'm just doing all my prayer work and just waiting for the good to show up. And then it's like forgetting, what steps am I called to take? You know, and sometimes it's only a few steps. You know, sometimes it really does come forth more spontaneously without a lot of outward effort on my part. And then other times there's things to do. There's action to be moved into, right? There's steps to take, right? If I'm starting a business, I can pray and pray and pray and be in my mind and be in the right consciousness. That's the beautiful foundation for it all. But then I got to take some steps, right? I got to make some phone calls. I got to send out some emails. I got to set up some systems and processes. I got to do some things that now represent that I am saying yes to this good that I am claiming, that I am declaring. It happens through you. It happens through me. We can't forget that. And I think when people most often say that the teaching's not working, I think they forget that part. They're doing all their prayer work and they're praying up a storm and they're in the beautiful consciousness, but they're not taking the steps. They're not moving their feet, right? And a lot of that, I think, is fear, right? It's easier just to stay in the prayer, in the comfort, right? Maybe even have our blanket around us, our comforter around us, in our comfortable chair at home, in our bed, maybe in the warmth, right? And we're in our spiritual practice and we're doing our affirmations, we're reading inspirational stuff, we're declaring, we're claiming, we're opening to, right? Sometimes it can become so comfortable to be in that space that fear grips us and we're just like, I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to keep declaring this. The science of mind says, if I speak my word, it'll come to pass. That is true. But we forget. We are the instrument. We are the vehicle. We are the vessel. It's going to come to us by coming through us. So we have to constantly ask and constantly be in prayer all the time, every day, every morning. We wake up and we be in prayer. What is mine to do today? What steps am I called to take? What are the next indicated steps along this journey that I'm to take? One of my favorite lines in the textbook, which really I think Ernest Holmes borrowed from Taoism at Lao Tzu, but nonetheless, it's in the textbook, and it's one of my favorite lines in the textbook, which is, to the person who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. To the person who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. Now, what does that mean, right? That sounds like the opposite of what I was just saying a moment ago, right? It says practice inaction, right? Just be in there in your prayer under your covers, doing your spiritual practice all comfy. No, there's a key word in that line, in that statement. The key word is perfectly. To the person who can perfectly practice inaction. And to me, to perfectly practice inaction is actually to be in the balance, the perfect balance of action and inaction, to know when to be still, when to be under your comfy covers and just be in prayer and know the truth, right? Because sometimes we can just be flailing in all different directions and creating drama and not really helping ourselves at all, because we're just hyper, right? And we're just taking all, we're just doing, taking, and we don't want that. But we want to be in that perfect balance of yin and yang, right? We want to be in that perfect balance of action and inaction, right? We want to ask each morning, what is mine to do today? And be so willing to play our part. This is how we manifest. You cannot go wrong. Someone that Reverend Ike used to say, you can't lose with the stuff I use. Excuse me. You can't go wrong when you are in the consciousness of having this thing you want, this dream that you want, this vision that you want to manifest. You cannot go wrong if you're in the consciousness and you're in the willingness to do whatever is yours to do to bring that forth. You really can't go wrong, because now you're cooperating fully with the universe. When you cooperate fully with the universe was already cooperating with you. The universe was already cheering you on. The ideas you have were already divine ideas in the mind of God. God itself, the divine, infinite intelligence, power, wisdom, creativity within you, was already wanting to make it manifest. And your cooperation says, okay, I will allow myself to be the instrument, the vessel, the vehicle through which this good comes into the world. Don't forget that you are a key component to it. Don't just be in your prayers and speaking your prayers. and wondering what happened. I did all my prayers and it just didn't happen. I was praying for abundance and I just didn't get abundance. Well, what about the steps that you needed to take? What about the steps you needed to take? In 2007, I was getting a really clear vision, a really clear sense that I was to play a bigger role in our greater movement. I was the senior minister in Davis, California, and something started moving in me. And I thought, you know what? I am being called now to serve our global movement. Well, shortly thereafter, after I was catching that vision and I was praying on it and I was saying yes to it, I was asked to co chair our annual convention. At that time, it was called the annual gathering. It was before the integrated two organizations came back together. The two Center for Spiritual Living organizations came back together. It was before that. So it was back when we were still separate. I was part of the organization called United. And we used to call our conventions the annual gathering. And I was asked to co-chair the annual gathering, which I thought, wow, I've been declaring, I've been claiming, I've been saying yes. And there's a part of me that said, well, wait a minute. I'm a senior minister of a church. I don't have time to do that. But then there's a greater part of me that said, you've been asking for this. You've been praying on this. You've been catching a vision to be more involved. And here you're being invited to be more involved at the global level. And then there was that part of me that knew I couldn't say no to that. I had to say yes. And so I said intentionally that I was not even going to ask what it entailed. Because if they told me what it entailed, I probably would be able to talk myself out of it, right? They'd say, well, it entails this, and you got to be on all these meetings, and logically, it would seem like it was way more than what I could do. But instead, I surrendered to, I've been doing this prayer work. I've been calling this forth. Here it is. Now I'm being called to move into action. Now I'm being called to take the steps that are in front of me to take. Don't let fear come in here. Take those steps and go do this thing, which I did. And of course, time becomes available for the things that we say yes to. There's a saying, if you want something done, give it to someone who's busy, right? Because that person's already in the consciousness of getting things done. So there I was, and I co-chaired the gathering. And then from there, I was encouraged to apply for a very high-level position at our home office at that time. And so I did apply. And then I became what was called the ecclesiastical leader for our organization at that time. And I said yes to that. And all this started from catching a vision, from praying, from setting an intention, from saying yes to something greater. But none of it would have come about if I would have stopped there. If I would have waited for things to show up in a convenient way, like wait, not right now. No. I mean, I want that, but not right now. I'm busy. I'm a senior minister. I got this going on. I got that going on. Give it to me in some other kind of package that will be more palatable and won't bring up my fear and won't stretch me. No. When we speak our word and we declare and we're claiming something and we're opening to some greater way for our life to be expressed, and then the things start to show up, we have to have our discernment to see this is what I've been praying for. So we have to have that discernment to say, now I got to kick into gear. Now I got to kick into action. People are showing up, asking me to be a part of certain things. Situations are showing up that are in alignment with what I've been declaring. Now I have to move with that. I have to move my feet. It happens for us by happening through us. It happens through you. You are a key part of your manifestation. You are a key part of what we call the demonstration, right? The demonstration is when the prayer is coming to fulfillment. You are a key part of it. Don't forget that. Don't get so comfy like I have at times under your covers, doing your spiritual practice, right? Isn't that fun? It's so much fun, right? We can dream, we can dream and visions. People have said, I've been dreaming, I've been visioning. It's not working. Well, you get to work, right? You get to work. If you get to work, it'll start working. We say it works if you work it. But if we just sit there praying without being willing to move into action, without being willing to take the indicated steps, without being willing to ask, what is mine to do today, and then to do what is ours to do today, then it's all for naught. It's all just a mental game. It's all just a mental game at that point. And this is not just a mental game. This is about being engaged in life. Being a metaphysician, being a new thought, practitioner of this teaching, not necessarily licensed practitioner meaning you are practicing science of mind, you are practicing these new thought, universal spiritual principles, is not a passive game. It is not a passive journey. You are on the hero's journey. You are the hero. You are the hero of your journey. You are the main character in your story. Everyone else are secondary characters in the story. You are the main character. You are the hero. You are being called every time you are doing your prayer work. Every time you have this vision for some greater way that your life is to express, you are being called into action in some way. You are being called to do some things you weren't doing before. Otherwise, you'd already manifested the thing you want. If you were already doing the things, you would have already manifested it. So the moment we start to catch a vision, the moment we begin to pray for something new, we have to know that that also means I am being called to move into action in some new ways, to take some new steps, to venture out in some ways that I wasn't venturing out before. There's a quote that's attributed to Johann Wolfgang von Goethe that says, whatever you dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. And of course, online, when you go and reference check and all that sort of thing, there's those who say scholarly that can't necessarily be attributed to Goethe. that if you really track it back, it can't necessarily be attributed to him. I say it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful wisdom, whoever said it, and really there's only one sayer anyway. There is only really the divine. There is really only God seeing it through many different vehicles and vessels. So this morning it's coming through me, perhaps originally through Goethe, perhaps not. But whatever you dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Take the steps. I once drove from the San Francisco Bay Area to LA for a 1.5 hour meeting, right? Now that drive is about 6 hours each way. And that meeting was not required of me to attend. But what it was the beginning of me taking a step toward entering ministerial school. I knew that I had been thinking about it, talking about it, praying about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was all swirling in my mind, but I had not taken a single step in that direction. And so I knew for me that it was symbolic, that I needed to do something. I needed to take a step. And so I took that drive all the way down there and all the way back, 12 hours of driving for an 1.5 hour meeting. And I didn't get the result I wanted that day because the dean said, I think you should wait a year, which is not what I wanted after doing all that driving for a 1.5 hour meeting. However, it is what got me started. And 1 year later, I was in ministerial school. And the rest, of course, is history. Here I am, 18 years as a minister now. So we have to take the steps. You are the hero. You are the main character in your story, and you are fully capable of everything that you're being called to do. You wouldn't have the calling, right, if you weren't capable. It says God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called. So once you start taking those steps that Goethe talks about, you begin to move forward. You will begin to be gifted and endowed with everything you need in order to be able to fulfill the vision and fulfill the manifestation. Isn't life good? thank you so much for listening this morning. I want to just invite you today to remember that it is you that is the main character. Pray on not only what you want, but what is my part? And what are the next indicated steps each day? What are my next indicated steps? And be bold, right? The fear might come up because they're going to be new steps. They're not going to be things you were already doing. And be bold and move through those feelings of fear, knowing that this is what I've said yes to, and let me give my full yes by moving my feet in the direction of my good. That is the invitation. Thank you so much for listening. Let us take this into prayer. And so we enter into this chamber, this inner chamber where we know the presence of the divine right where we are. We shut the door just to be alone with the presence of God right where we are, even in the midst of other people being around us. We take this moment to go within and be at one, be alone, be with the presence of the divine in our own being. And we recognize that God is all there is, that there's only one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence and creativity, one infinite love, wholeness, and harmony. And this one is that which is expressing as my very life and being. It is the life of each one. Each of us a unique way that divine is expressing. And so in this consciousness of oneness, in this consciousness of truth, in this consciousness of recognizing that there is a great power in me, and it is using me as the instrument and the vehicle through which great things can be done. I speak this word and declare and know that for each one who is saying yes to some greater idea, some greater vision, some greater way of spirit expressing in their life, that the indicated steps are right there, and that we have the power, the will, the know-how, the ability to take those steps. And each step we take, no matter how small, is powerful in our yes to what is unfolding. And so I bless each of us in all the ways that the divine is showing up as us, all the ways that we are being called to give of ourselves to the world, to give our gifts, our talents, our uniqueness to life. I bless each one's journey. I know that each one is the hero in their journey, the main character, and that we are each playing it to the hilt and playing it beautifully, regardless of any appearances to the contrary. We are playing it to the hilt, and in the end, will deserve a standing ovation. We have given it everything we have. We continue to give it everything we have, and good and more good is the only result. I bless each one. I give thanks for all the ways that Spirit is showing up through us and as us and for us. In gratitude, I release this word, and I invite each one to establish it with me if you agree with the words, and so it is. How good it is to be in spiritual community. Yes, I know you agree with me on that. So let us move into our conscious giving time, which, gosh, I can't think of a lot of things that bring me more joy than giving. You know, giving is so much fun, and giving and receiving are one and the same. You can't give without receiving because it's just a flow. There's a law of circulation. So let us just know today our opportunities that we have to give, and you've received good today, which of course we always receive good when we come to the spiritual community. So much spiritual food that we get from the music, from the practitioner, from the speakers. And so there's so many ways that you can give. You can text the tithe at 239-320-3820. You can go through PayPal at cslcapecoral.org, or you can just go to the website, cslcapecoral.org, and hit the donate button there. Or you can go old school, which, you know, hey, that still works. You can put a check in the mail to Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida 33990. You can also go to Amazon Smile. The holidays are coming up. Make sure to register Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral as your charity of choice. And every gift you buy for the holidays, some of that will come back. Some of the money will come back to the center. And all you have to do is make that choice one time, and then you're set up for money to come to the center every time you make a purchase. Thank you so much for the ways that you support us in support of members who experienced damages in Hurricane Ian, along with the damages sustained in the spiritual home at CSL Cape Coral. There is a hurricane relief fund, which my center here has given to, many other centers have given to, many individuals in the community have given to, and together we're making a difference in that. So you can indicate hurricane relief on your check or your tithe envelope, or if you give through PayPal, put it in the memo. Thank you so much for supporting us with that. Thank you so much for the ways that you support this community and allow us to keep going forward. For those in person, the ushers will be coming around. For those online, I've already given you many different ways that you can give. So let us do our tithing affirmation together. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And so now the ushers are coming out. The Big Glove Band is going to play, and I'll come back to bless the offering.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
Thank you, Ralph. Beautiful. Always good to see Ralph on the screen there. Thank you so much, all of you. So let us just bless this offering, and you can bless it with me. You can extend your hands toward the offering, and we just, with appreciation and love, we accept these offerings and gifts. Divine love through me blesses each gift and each giver. I know that all that's been given here circulates to do great works, both within this spiritual community and in the world at large. Standing in gratitude, I release these words. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you all. Blessings.
Like, are we moving on? You never know. There might be something else coming up. So check your email, and there's flyers in the lobby, and usually we have the TV on out there. I don't know if it's back on now or not. Telling you all about the classes and events that are coming up here at the center. So let me tell you a little bit about them. Oh, there's a little bird that flew away. That's cool. So we have a community meeting that is after service today. So if you have any questions or comments, you can hang out here and chat with Reverend Gregory Toole, not O'Toole. Oh, snap. It's a cookie exchange party. So this is coming up on Friday, December 9th from 6 to 8. Just bring a minimum 2 dozen cookies to exchange. That sounds fun. And then we're also going to trim the tree. So cookies, and I think we're going to do some caroling too, I heard. Yeah. Caroling? Caroling. That's That's always fun. Prosperity Consciousness book study, Power of Awareness, and Feeling is the Secret. So new book begins December 13th. If you're interested in partaking in that, you can talk to Malika Davey. She's not here today, but you can talk to her when you want to. December 24th, we're having a candlelight service here for Christmas Eve. So if you are looking for something to do, candlelight services are always very magical. Join us here on the 24th from 4 to 6. And A Course in Miracles study group. So that is getting started. So this is a self-study group, reading along. And I believe I thought she was in here. Who's doing that? Where'd she go? Yeah. No. Okay, she left. Okay. I knew Patty, but I knew Patty wasn't here. So I believe they're starting with a different book first, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that is a beautiful, the Course in Miracles is a beautiful course to go through, a study group. So I would definitely highly recommend that if you want to participate and get involved a little bit more. And after service, if you need a prayer or want a prayer for anything, whether you're having a challenge in your life or you just want to keep some good flowing in your life, please come up and hang out with anybody that's wearing a stole, and we'll pray with you after service. Big Love Band.
All right. Well, we decided maybe we all can sing this one together a cappella. Do we know what a cappella means? Without music. That's right. It's a great talent. So we're going to kick it off, and please join in. Yes, we need your voices. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was